ఆర్షా విద్యా గురుకులం 37వ వార్షికోత్సవ వేడుకలు అమెరికాలో ఘనంగా జరిగాయి. ఈ వేడుకలను పురస్కరించుకుని స్వామి విదితాత్మానంద సరస్వతి అద్భుత ప్రసంగం చేశారు. సంస్థ గురించి ఆర్షా విద్యా గురుకులం ఆచార్యులు వివరించారు. ఈ సందర్భంగా ఏర్పాటు చేసిన పలు సాంస్కృతిక కార్యక్రమాలు ఎంతగానో ఆకట్టుకున్నాయి. పెన్సిల్వేనియాలో అద్భుతంగా జరిగిన ఆర్షా విద్యా గురుకులం వార్షికోత్సవ వేడుకలపై సాక్షి NRI స్పెషల్.
I am not the mind. We know that we are a divine spark experiencing human life, but how can we stop thinking of suffering the physical body feels? Very practical question. So there are certain things which are there at the intellectual level, other things at the emotional level. Remember that we have these two levels or two personalities, intellectual and emotional. All the teaching we are receiving is received where? Here. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not this, I am that, all of that is here. But here, there is a habitual identification of the body. Meaning that in my heart, I take the body to be myself. And therefore the pain in the body is my pain. So your question is, I am not the body, that is what we are told. But that understanding is at the level of the intellect. But the habitual level, I am the body, I am the mind. It is going to require a lot of sadhana. And not simply by telling us that I am not the body, I am not the body. It will require also what we call self-growth, meaning that it will require inner purification such that we will slowly become free from that strong identification. So there is a strong identification of the body, which is why I feel I am the body, and we have to work with what Lord Krishna says, the attitudes of Karma Yoga. That way we have to initiate and accomplish the process of the inner purification. That is when the strong identification will become loose. That is when it may be possible for us to create some distance. But otherwise simply by saying I am not the mind, I am not the body, unfortunately I do not become that. That I become when my mind becomes pure. When I gain what they call the emotional maturity, that is when that will become possible.
పెన్సిల్వేనియాలో నిర్వహించిన ఆర్షా విద్యా గురుకులం వార్షికోత్సవ వేడుకలు విజయవంతమయ్యాయి. స్వామీజీలు అమూల్యమైన విషయాలను తమతో పంచుకోవటం పట్ల విద్యార్థులతో పాటు వేడుకలకు హాజరైన ప్రతి ఒక్కరూ ఆనందం వ్యక్తం చేశారు.
ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః, శ్రీ గణేశాయ నమః. మై నేమ్ ఇస్ స్వామినాథన్. I live in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, about 20 miles from here. I have been coming to the Arsha Vidya Gurukulam from the late 80s when the Mahakumbhabhishekam, the first Kumbhabhishekam of the Dakshinamurti temple was celebrated, and I came into contact with Swami Dayananda Saraswati, the founder of this Arsha Vidya, and since then we have been coming very regularly. This is a place which has grown tremendously by orders of magnitude from the time in the 80s to now. Today we are celebrating the 37th anniversary. It has been a focal point of a lot of seekers, Indian families who want to bring up children with the knowledge of the Indian samskaras, the Hindu samskritis, and it's a place of learning Sanskrit and all the other related Vedic disciplines. So it has a tremendous vision of Pujya Swamiji. Pujya Swamiji is a communicator par excellence, and he is able to communicate the complex ideas of the Upanishads in simple English which everybody can understand. And the way he was relating to children was extraordinary. So as a result, many children came to the ashram, grew up in this ashram settings, including my own children. And so it has been a tremendous asset to all people in North America. It's an open ashram. People can come and learn, can stay here. It's a residential community. They can stay here, learn, and enjoy the wisdom of the ancient rishis, which is Arsha Vidya. So thank you, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
We have been very fortunate to know Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, and I've been personally coming here for the past 15 years or so. And ever since I have come as a family, it has been a place that we can always look forward to and come here and spend time. This is a place where personally we learned a lot of things about Hindu culture, about Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. And it has been very wonderful association coming here. And my son practically grew up here. He made friends here. He learned about the Hindu culture. Living in America, being in a place far away from India, to know about Hindu culture in this place, it has been very fortunate for us. So that's the value that Arsha Vidya Gurukulam adds, and the Swamis here so kind to talk to. We have been very fortunate to learn from them. Thank you.
Hari Om, Namaste. My name is Rajesh and I come from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. I've been coming here since August, September of last year, and my experience with this ashram has been divine. It's like I come here and for me to go back, I feel very homesick, even if I'm going back home. And all the acharyas here, they're very, very, very friendly, and they've been patiently and explaining all questions that we have. I've been also following Swamini's lecture, Swamini Swatanutyananda, and listening to her Gita classes and Aparokshanubhuti classes online. And it's been a very, very, very remarkable experience. Thank you very much.
అంటే నా పేరు ప్రవీణ్ అనేసి నేను కింగ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రచార్ నుంచి వస్తున్నాను అనమాట. గత 15 సంవత్సరాలుగా ఆశ్రమంకి వస్తున్నాం మేము. మా పిల్లలు మాకు ఇద్దరు అమ్మాయిలు ఇక్కడే పుట్టి పెరిగినట్లాగే మాకు ప్రతి సంవత్సరం ప్రతి వెకేషన్కి ఇక్కడ వస్తారు. ఇక్కడే క్లాసెస్ జాయిన్ అయ్యి ఇక్కడ మన హిందూ సంస్కారం గురించి, హిందూ కల్చర్ గురించి, హిందూ వాల్యూస్ గురించి నేర్చుకున్నారు. ప్రతి సంవత్సరం ఈవెన్ కాలేజ్కి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత, కాలేజ్ వెకేషన్ వచ్చినా కూడా హాలిడేస్ అప్పుడు ఇక్కడికి వస్తారు. అండ్ అక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత దే ఫీల్ ద బెస్ట్ ప్లేస్ దే కెన్ స్టే ఎనీవేర్ ఎనీ టైమ్ ఇస్ అర్ష విద్య గురుకులం. ఇక మా స్వామీజీ వాళ్ళందరూ చాలా వెరీ ఈజీలీ యాక్సెసిబుల్. అందరికీ వచ్చి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళు కలిసి మాట్లాడతారు. దే రిజాల్వ్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్స్, clarify, listen to them. More than what as a parents మేము గైడెన్స్ ఇచ్చే కన్నా స్వామీజీ వాళ్ళు విత్ దేర్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్, నాలెడ్జ్, విజ్డమ్ చాలా మంచి గైడెన్స్ ఇస్తారు పిల్లలకి. అండ్ దిస్ బిన్ అ బెస్ట్ help they got, every resource they have here. And we are very thankful for Swamijis and Swaminijis in this ashram. Thank you.
Today, Arsha Vidya Gurukulam is celebrating its 37th anniversary. It's a very, very big event for all of us. Since 37 years, the knowledge of our scriptures, Vedanta, is being imparted to the seekers. I am Swamini Parapragnyananda. I am disciple of Swami Viditatmananda Saraswati, the president of Arsha Vidya Gurukulam. You wanted to know something about meditation, right? Meditation are of two types. One is called Dhyanam and other is Nididhyasanam. In one, we meditate upon Ishvara, that is Saguna Brahma. Brahma or Ishvara with attributes. And in meditation, the main aspect is that all the thoughts of the mind flows towards Ishvara. Sajatiya vritti pravaha means all the thoughts which arise in the mind flow towards the object of meditation, which here is Saguna Brahma or Ishvara with attributes. As a result of this meditation, one gains focus of mind. Since all the thoughts arising in the mind pertain to the attributes of Ishvara, in course of time, the mind of the meditator becomes of the nature of the object of meditation. And here, this meditation is not just the focus but it is done with love, with devotion. With all the devotion, the meditator focuses his mind upon Ishvara. And in course of time, his mind gets purified, and his mind gets Bhagavad Akara, which means his mind also attains the attributes about which he is thinking. The other type of meditation which we mentioned is Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam is one where the meditator or the person keeps an appointment with himself or herself. Here, it is meditation upon the very self. In the meditation upon Ishvara, Ishvara is different from us, so the object of meditation was different from the one who is meditating. Whereas here, the object of meditation is the very self. Scriptures declare that the self is one without a second. It is Satchit Ananda. It is consciousness plus it is Ananda, happiness. This is the true nature of Atma, the self of every human being, of everything. But when we do not know this due to ignorance, we look upon ourselves as limited being and we suffer from sense of want. Scriptures say that this is not true. You are Brahman, Tattvamasi. You are that which you are seeking to be. You already are that. It is an existent fact about you here and now. But today, it is difficult for me to believe this. It is difficult to swallow that I am everything. I am already full. And so, the whole idea behind Nididhyasanam is that you sit with yourself, you give an appointment to yourself, and focus upon the fact that you are full. In this, we get rid of all the false notions that I am the body, that I am man, woman, I am this body, mind, sense, complex, the personality. This is the notion that we have been entertaining for a long time. So it's not that easy to go. So in Nididhyasanam, we give quality time to ourselves and sit back and try to tell ourselves that I am full, I am not the body. In this manner, when we sit back and tell ourselves that we are Satchidananda, in course of time, all the habitual errors of taking Anatma as Atma hopefully gets dropped, and we abide in the nature of ourselves. This is the whole idea of Nididhyasanam. Because we know, when we listen from the teacher and when we learn the scriptures, we do know what the scriptures mean, but habit dies hard, as they say, and that is why it is needed that we give time to ourselves. That is the whole idea behind meditation, which is called Nididhyasanam. With this, one, in course of time, reposes in oneself and gets rid of all the adhyaropa, that is superimposition, which have come due to ignorance. Thank you.
But today, with all the GMO grains, pesticide residue in the food, air, water, and everything we touch, Probably the millennial Swami may survive only 65 or 70 years. So that makes me be in the mid-age already. But the good thing is there is no midlife crisis. Thanks to the vision of Advaita Vedanta, which makes one realize that one is not bound by time, space and causation. I recently happened to come across and read a letter written by Pujya Swamiji in 1982. It was shared to me by my dear friend Tom, one of the students of Pujya Swamiji from the PRC course. Pujya Swamiji in that letter writes the purpose, vision, intention behind establishing Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, Salisbury, Pennsylvania.
Pujya Swamiji has emphasized Gurukulam tradition of learning. In the Vedic tradition of teaching, there is a method of teaching. There is a method of communication by which the knowledge of the self is given by the teacher to the student. Veda says you are whole, you are Ananda, you are fullness. We have an instinctive attachment to the life, to the existence, to the happiness, to the peace, etc. Veda says that is exactly what you are. So self-knowledge is a prime thing in our life. In this context, I would like to share with you that there are three types of knowledges pertaining to oneself. Based on the way I look at myself, Shastra divides the knowledge into three types. Well, first is a tamasic knowledge, second is a rajasic, third is a sattvic.
Tell your friends and family members that you're coming here to Salisbury, Pennsylvania, to Arsha Vidya Gurukulam. First of all, they ask, what is Arsha Vidya Gurukulam? And you might give the short answer, which is, it's an ashram, it's a retreat center, it's a spiritual teaching place. And then the second question is, oh, what do you do there? And the standard answer is problematic. Because you come and you say, oh, we go there to study Vedanta. And they say, what for? And if you think about it, many of you have spent how many years in school, in college, graduate studies? You've already studied so much, now you're going here to study Vedanta. And many of you know that it's kind of a misnomer.
In the beginning, our anniversary function was primarily geared for raising funds. It was important. So we have to, arrange some, the context, who is going to give what, and then, we just, used to have a little bidding thing, but now those days are gone. And we were involved in fulfilling Swamiji's vision, which you all heard how visionary he was. He wanted to create, we had a lecture hall after the first 3-year course, and then we wanted, in the last 10 years, his desire was that this knowledge has to be experienced by many, and this hall is not adequate. So his vision was to incorporate or have a plan to build 800 capacity hall. I said, Swamiji, I've never seen that, there will be 800 people involved. Anyway, after convincing him, he agreed to have, 400 lecture hall, and that's what we have here. In the old days, we used to have a tent, and it was a big event, to set up an anniversary function. So it's so nice now that you assemble all over here and enjoy, this beautiful facility, which we all created together.
We have successfully completed 37 years of teaching Vedanta, Sanskritam, meditation and yoga. With the same enthusiasm and spirit, we welcome the 38th year. Thank you. The new year began with offering Rudradvishekam to Lord Dakshinamurti, followed by family long week-long programs. for family and adults in person until the end of 2022.
When you are teaching something, rhymes, please be sure you make every child to chant or sing separately. I learned the lesson. I was sharing this incident with one of my friends. She was working in English medium. She said, listen to this experience. One mother came with a child with anger in her eyes, and she came and almost she was going to hit me like. And she says, what have you been teaching my child yesterday? What did you teach them? In maths, first standard. So she said, addition, but listen to what my son is saying. She said, please say what I taught you yesterday. 1 plus 1, the son of a BITCH, you fill it yourself, is 2. 2 plus 1, the son of a, is 3. 3 plus addition, for every word, the son of a BITCH. He was pronouncing it, I am spelling it. The teacher had a shock. She said, that is not what I taught, but I taught them 1 plus 1, the sum of which. So the sum of which became the son of a. So I said it's very important that we should teach the children, not only just in group, but individually. I learned a lesson. But I learned a lesson from the father also. I repeat, it was in the medium. One day my HM, his headmistress, sent for me, please bring, with the report card she sent, please keep this with you when you come to meet the father. Because we are not allowed to meet the parents without the presence of the HM. So I went there with the report I do. And there was a man sitting there. His angry look, he could have swallowed me up like. I said, what can I do for you? Suri, he's my only child. I have got 5 cars and big bungalow. He is my only son. I said, बहुत खुशी की बात है, very happy to know that. But what do you want me to say? You have sent me the report. See, even though it is nursery, a lot of things to fill up, like reading, writing, playing, mixing with others, drawing, all sort of quite a number of things, satisfactory, fair, unfair, should improve, like that, quite a number of things. In one column, I have written poor. How dare, in English, I'm repeating again because it was Hindi, how dare you call my son poor? Because I've written poor in one column. He is my only son, I got 5. I said, sorry, it doesn't mean that. So that day I learned. After that I never use this term in any of the progress report.
ఇది వాల్టి ఆర్ష విద్యా గురుకులం వార్షిక వేడుకలపై సాక్షి స్పెషల్ షో. కీప్ వాచింగ్ సాక్షి టీవీ.